not, the county ordinance is really vague, it's not very enforceable. So if we, you know, actually have a number on something, and I would suggest that current animals are all grandfathered in. You can't possibly ask somebody to get rid of their dogs right now, so what do you think? Do you think, what's a reasonable number? Can we tell people how many dogs they can have? I mean, I think if you say 4 and then you make them license it at a kennel and make them pay more for their license, you know.
I have a hard time with putting a number at all on it.
I do too.
So you think
The
it's,
license is fine, but to put a number on how many dogs somebody has, I have a hard time with that. There's ranchers around here that have.
Yeah.
yeah, ranchers are exempt, I guess, that's what her thing says.
You can't exempt part around the other.
Oh, and I think that's right, ranchers should be exempt.
Yeah, they're the ones that chase people.
How do you exempt them and the other people if they live in town?
Okay, well, she suggested it's up for you guys to decide, so if you don't.
Like I said, that can come up in the public meeting, we can
Okay,
get public
let's do that.
input on
Yeah.
that too. I mean, that's, you got more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, then the dog noise disturbance, it's, you know,
Well,
excessive noise is defined as,
Barking.
yeah,
I know the deer
constantly,
come
day
around
or
my house,
night.
my
and-
dog barks in the middle of the night
so
when the
there,
deer
you
come
know,
around.
number.
But this one says, hers says that 2 barks in a month, you get your dog removed. I think that's a little bit,
Well, doesn't
Harsh
it take
too.
care of it in the county ordinance? It says no owner of an animal that is within the boundary of Wayne County shall allow the animal to disturb the peace
Yes.
and quiet.
right, but
Enjoyment of any
Danita's,
other
okay,
person.
here, she was making it more specific.
Yeah, I know.
Excessive noise, it is unlawful for any person to harbor, keep, or own within the jurisdiction any dog which barks, whines, howls, or makes other disturbing noises in an excessive, continuous, or untimely fashion, day or night. Any police officer or animal control officer may apprehend such a dog and cause it to be impounded at the owner's expense. A second violation by the same dog within 12 months shall be grounds for removal of the dog. That's,
It just, I mean, if you're gonna, you gotta think about if you're gonna enforce this, okay, so if you have somebody come and the town issues a citation for this dog that's creating excessive noise, okay, what's excessive? Well, they're gonna go to the justice court, they're gonna demand trial, and they're gonna decide if that's excessive noise. Who's gonna decide that?
I think the person living there listening to it is the person.
No, they don't decide it, sorry. The judge does, okay? Then they're gonna appeal that. And they're gonna do this district court, and they're gonna ask for a trial. They're gonna have 4 people sit up there, or 6 sit up there and say, is that excessive or not? Who haven't heard this noise or anything. So you're kind of creating something to try to be specific, but in reality you're not, and you're gonna have to think of how much expense you're gonna have for prosecuting and doing these things, okay? That's just, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm just,
At what point?
And like I said, that's all gonna come up in a public meeting, we're gonna take public input on all.
it sounds like you're trying to decide this tonight.
I did too.
Well, because we've been talking about it for 3 months. I'm sick
So
of
you need
talking
to
about it.
schedule a public hearing, it sounds like.
Yeah, we are.
So then we'll have Chad running around to everybody's houses every day. Cause they're
Well,
not
that's
marked.
something that,
Well,
we
you know,
get
I
to
just-
decide.
You just, whoever's bothering, just say, call your neighbor at 11 o'clock at night. Say,
Okay, what does happen? Like, for example, last week at 10:30 at night, big yellow dog dragging a log chain with a board on the end of it, destroyed everything in my backyard, okay? Knocked over my grill, bird bath, snapped all my solar lights off at the ground level. It
Did
was,
you catch him?
no, well, there's no tag, so what would I have done with that dog?
That's why you need your license.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
But you-
exactly, but then what? I guess we
Well,
talk
You
that's
about
something,
have
you
a
know, that's
trespass
something.
option, is what you have.
trespassing is
Yeah,
what
when
you,
your license
Yeah.
and that you find out who the owner
That would
is,
be
and
a
they can
civil-
pay for the repairs.
Between you and the dog owners.
Yeah.
So that's something we'll discuss too.
okay, so,
You got
okay, so
another
it's
one?
on, no, not really, I guess we can,
And we can
No.
discuss all that then.
I didn't know we were having a public meeting.
I didn't know we were having one about the dog, but if you
Well,
want.
that's all gonna
that's-
be in that public
No,
meeting.
you can only do one thing at the public meeting. I mean, you can do more than one, I get that, but you
Well,
don't,
we'll have a public meeting, do more than one thing, we can take input, but
but are you gonna have the public meeting if you're gonna have it like on the, for the fire and the projects, that's one public meeting. And that's
good.
all that can be, that's all that one can be.
Well, that's our first one.
Do we have to have one on this thing?
Not necessarily, you know, we can discuss that, I mean, we
I
can.
think
so-
we
This is
should
one of
stick
those-
with the county.
You know, right now, we do have the
Now,
county
home.
ordinance in place,
Yeah.
you know, and so we can,
I think